Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Seattle, Washington, the home of the Seattle Pacific University Falcons. We're at Iron Coaching Court inside Royal Brougham Pavilion. The Falcons today going to be taking on the Knights of Warner Pacific University, coming up from Portland, Oregon. Not too long of a drive up I-5. I mentioned on the broadcast the other night, I think I misidentified them as a Division III team. Warner Pacific actually in the NAIA. They play in the Cascade Collegiate Conference. And that conference has 12 teams that compete in men's basketball, and several other schools that compete in one or two sports as affiliate members of that conference. Pretty large conference. Falcons, of course, in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference in Division II, and there are 10 teams in men's basketball in the GNAC. As the Knights, coached by Jermaine Potts, he's in his third year as the coach of the Knights, and he's going to go with a lineup that features Isaac Eder. He's a senior out of Los Angeles, California. Darius Traylor, a senior from Yuba City, California. Dakota Reber is a sophomore from Portland, Oregon. Colton Gorski, a junior from Boring, Oregon. And Caleb Tyree Morgan, a junior from Bremerton, Washington. Grant Leap is fresh off his 100th career win the other night against Douglas College. He's in his 7th year coaching the Falcons, and he's going to go with a lineup that features Zach Paulson, a sophomore from University Place, Washington. Sion Blackman is a sophomore from Sammamish, Washington. Maui Z, a sophomore from Seattle, Washington. Shaw Anderson, a junior from Kelso, Washington, and Kelton Samore, a sophomore from Portland, Oregon. And we are ready to go here as Samore going to jump it up against Reber. And Samore wins the tip for the Falcons. Maui Z at the controls. Newcomer to the Falcons lineup this year, and he has stepped right into the starting lineup. Here is Shaw Anderson, and he's blocked, and the Knights come the other way with it. This is going to be just left a little short there by Colton Gorski, and it's going to stay with the Knights. But Shaw Anderson getting into the lane and not finding anywhere to go with it. Knights with it inbounds. We'll see who is able to shake off the post-Thanksgiving, the food coma better here in the early going. There's a three on the way to beat the shot clock by Caleb Tyree Morgan, and it's off the mark. Rebound to the Falcons. Z will get it to Anderson, or to Paulson rather. Here's some more, turning around and putting it in off the glass, and the Falcons lead 2-0. Into the front court, Darius Traylor being guarded by Z. And Traylor is going to back down and get it underneath for the reverse. That's Dakota Reber on the bucket there. And could call that a dunk somewhat anyway. And Paulson trying to get it to Anderson there. Anderson wasn't looking for it. Now coming the other way, it's thrown out of bounds. It'll be Falcons basketball. 2-2 here in the early going. And Shaw Anderson will get it in to Maui Z. Coming into the game, Anderson averaging 24 points per ball game. Didn't play a whole lot the other night against Douglas College, but was the back-to-back GNAC player of the week the first two weekends. And just played 9 minutes the other night. No, he had 9 points in 11 minutes, rather. As this is Z getting it to Blackman. Paulson, and they get it back to Anderson going around the perimeter. This Knights team has played well defensively here in the first couple minutes, but there's a three from Maui Z from the corner, and the Falcons take a 5-2 lead. This is Isaac Eder across midcourt, being guarded by Blackman. And now here's a three on the way from Reber from the left wing, and we're tied at 5. Pacific coming out playing well here in the early going. Z will get it across midcourt. And this is going to be Paulson, a quick three, and that one is off the mark. And the rebound to Dakota Reber. Thomas Miles not in the starting lineup for the Knights. We'll see if he gets into the game as Reber takes it to the bucket and has that one rim off, and the rebound to Kelton Samore. Thomas Miles, though, leading the Knights in scoring at 20.4 per ball game. Here's a three-front shot. Anderson from the right corner, and he puts it in. That'll make it 8-5. Isaac Eder on the floor, averaging 17.6 points per game for the Knights. And Dakota Reber has looked good early. He's averaging 9 points a ball game for the Knights. We're going to get a foul here on Maui Z as he fouls Trailer. First foul of the ball game with 16:35 remaining here in the first half. Falcons up 8-5, a couple of threes. The Knights have one as well. Trailer, and it was initially poked away. Now Trailer's able to get it in the post to Reber. Out to Trailer for the three, and it's no good, and the rebound pulled away from Z. And here is Trailer going to the bucket, lays it up and in. Knights within a point, 8-7. Here's Z. Gets it to Blackman. Falcons working around the perimeter. Blackman kicks it out to Paulson. Now in the corner, Anderson trying to get to the bucket and does, and is a little too strong on that one. And the Knights have it the other way with a chance to take the lead. Gorski to Morgan, rather. And now Trailer with it. And we get a whistle and an offensive foul. I believe they got an illegal screen there on Caleb Tyree Morgan. That'll take us to the first media timeout of the game. 8-7 Falcons over the Knights. 15:30 to go first half. It's been a pretty entertaining game so far. We'll be right back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. $15:30 to go first half from Royal Broome Pavilion in Seattle, Washington. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast this afternoon. Falcons lead it by a point, 8-7, as the teams return to the floor after the timeout. And the Falcons are going to get Ben Baker McCann and Trace Evans into the ball game. And we'll see if they get as many players in today as they did the other night against Douglas College. They played their entire active roster, and everybody scored in that game. Here's Evans catching it down underneath, and he gets fouled, and he will go to the free throw line. Trace Evans, a 6'9" freshman from New South Wales, Australia. They have him listed at 210 pounds. I would venture to guess he's probably tipping the scales a little more than that. Misses on the first free throw. Sasha Lute coming in for Warner Pacific. Evans at the free throw line coming into this game, 53%, and gets 1 of 2 here. And it's 9-7, Falcons by a deuce. Eder across midcourt for the Knights. Gets it to Gorski. Lute comes up to set a screen for Eder, and Eder had that one poked away. Baker McCann got a piece of it and gets it to Paulson, who comes the other way and lays it up and in. And the Falcons lead by 4, 11-7. Baker McCann had 8 assists the other night against Douglas College. And so far what I've seen of him, good court vision. Sees what's going on. Warner Pacific gets it to Lute, and he runs over Paulson, and Paulson draws the offensive foul. Must have been just outside that restricted area. And the call goes against Sasha Lute as Julian Mora will come in for the Falcons. Anderson still out there with Paulson. And now Mora, Baker McCann, and Evans on the floor. Julian Mora had 11 points the other night against Douglas. And all within a span of about 3 minutes. Here's Anderson taking it to the rack and is blocked. And they're going to say it's going to stay here. Trailer looking for the call going the other way. But they're going to give it to the Falcons. This will be Cade Baker checking in, sophomore from Frenchtown, Montana. Here is Anderson on a quick 3 off the inbounds pass, and that one's off the mark, no good. Eder all the way to the bucket, kicks it out. Here's Lute. And now Darius Trailer with it. Trailer, the spin move into the lane, puts it up. Good looking move to the bucket, draws the foul, and he'll get to the line.
Foul number 1, Zach Paulson.
Zach Paulson commits the foul.
Going to the line with 2 shots.
Darius Trailer to the free throw line. And he's averaging 9.4 points per game, 83% from the line coming in, and misses that one. Just 10 of 12 coming into the game. And misses on the first. He'll get one more here. 13:44 remaining in the first half. And Trailer's second free throw is good. 11-8 is your score. Falcons lead by 3. Anderson to Evans. And now Mora with it. Will go to his left. Kicks it over to Anderson from the right wing, and that one is no good. Baker McCann gets in there, tips it, keeps it alive. Evans put up the shot. Baker McCann comes out of there with it, and the Falcons keep the possession. Baker McCann cross court for Zach Paulson for 3 from the corner, and he puts it in. Another assist for Baker McCann. And this will be Baker getting it across midcourt for the Knights. He puts up the floater and puts it in. Good looking shot there from Cade Baker. And it's 14-10. Shaw Anderson getting it to Trace Evans in the high post. From the free throw line, Anderson to Baker McCann in the corner. Couldn't get it to go. Evans is there for the rebound. And he boxed out well and is able to put it back in. Falcons by 6, 16-10. Eder across midcourt for the Knights. Shaw Anderson will pick him up on the screen, and Eder puts it over Anderson for the deuce. 16-12. Isaac Eder on the board. Gasson Rouse getting ready to check in for SPU. Here's Anderson in the corner for a 3 from the right corner, and that will give the Falcons a 7-point lead now, 19-12, as they start to open things up just a bit here. Cade Baker at midcourt. Gets a screen from Lute, puts up the shot, and that one's off the back iron, no good. Rebound to Baker McCann. Here he comes the other way. Finds Evans down low, and we get a whistle. This will take us to immediate timeout. Foul going to be called on Reber. No, make it Lute. Saw the 1 and the 2 in reverse order. It's 21, not 12. 19-12 Falcons with 11:35 to go here in the first half. We get to another immediate timeout, and we'll be back in just a moment on the SBU webcast. Back inside Royal Burrow Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SBU webcast. Falcons lead it by a 7-point margin, 19-12. And the teams return to the floor. Kassan Rouse is in for SBU. He had a lob to Clayton Whitman the other night. It was the most entertaining play of the game against Douglas College. Julian Mora with it, being guarded by Kay Baker. Mora going to step back and take a deep three, and that one rims out. Rebound, though, Shaw Anderson right there. And tried to reverse it up, couldn't get it to go. Trace Evans comes away with it. He'll put it up over Lute, couldn't get it to go. Rebound, Baker McCann, and that one rims out. And the Falcons, with about 4 chances there, couldn't get any of them to go. Here's Isaac Etter the other way for a three, and that's nothing but net. 19-15. And the Falcons on the last possession had some offensive rebounds, couldn't get anything down. Here's Baker McCann on the left wing. Rouse in the corner. And now a three from Shaw Anderson, and that one's off the mark. Etter with the rebound. Coming the other way for WPU, and he puts that one in for three from the top of the key. And Etter has 8 points here in the early going. A couple of threes. And the Falcons up by just a point now at 19-18. Anderson trying to get around some defenders and couldn't get the shot to go. They know about Shaw Anderson, and anytime he's in the paint, he's got about 4 or 5 defenders on him. Here's Lute, able to collect it and spin, put it up and in off the glass, and the Knights take the lead, 20-19. Here's Rouse. Knights on an 8-0 run. And they lead by a point. Here's Anderson. Now Mora will dump it in the post to Evans. Cross court for Baker McCann. He's going to drive, and he lays it up and in. Nice move there by Baker McCann. And he's got his first 2 of the ball game. 21-20. Falcons by a point. Here's Isaac Etter. Being guarded by Baker McCann. Now Evans comes to help. And now Sasha Lute with an open drive down the middle of the lane, and he fumbles it out of bounds. Rouse, I think, may have gotten a piece of it, but knocked it off of Lute. And Colton Gorski back in for WPU. Vincent Warren in as well. Falcons getting Zach Paulson and Sion Blackman back in. And Blackman with the ball. Some more. Now Baker McCann, nice dish by Samore, and Baker McCann goes straight to the bucket, lays it up and in, and the Falcons lead by 3. Grant Leap trying to pick up career win number 101, and Lute comes up short on the 3 there. Baker McCann ahead for Blackman. Nice pass by Baker McCann, and Blackman lays it in, and the Falcons now on a 6-0 run. Baker McCann can dish the ball. He's going to be an exciting player to watch for the Falcons this year, coming off the bench. This is Etter. Pulls up in the lane, puts it up and in just outside the free throw line. And Isaac Etter has 10 points in the early going. He's playing well for the Knights. 25-22. And that one poked away from Samore. Here come the Knights the other way. Gorski lays it up. Couldn't get it to go. Samore comes away with the rebound. Getting back down the floor. Samore. And now Baker McCann finding Samore, and he wrestles it away and now has an open path to the bucket as it cleared out there. And that'll make it a 27-22 Falcons lead. Cade Baker dribbling into the front court and takes a timeout. 7:33 to go first half. And we will be back in just a moment on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. 7:33 to go in the first half of what's been a pretty entertaining ball game to this point. And the Knights coming back with Josiah Castillo checking in for the first time. Junior out of Salem, Oregon. And the Falcons getting Jonas Latour into the game for the first time. He had a great game here against Douglas College on Tuesday. Had 22 points. And I believe he played 26 minutes in that one. This is Baker going up over Paulson, and he disrupts the shot enough. And Baker not able to convert. Here's some more. Going up over Gorski. And Blackman with the assist on that one. 7-point lead for the Falcons, 29-22. Latour. And they're going to call an offensive foul. That's going on Vincent Warren. And Dakota Reber will check back in for Warner Pacific. Darius Traylor will head to the bench as well. He'll check in at the next dead ball. Over in the corner, and Latour knocks down the 3. And the Falcons lead by 10, 32-22. Latour picking up where he left off on Tuesday, as he put up a bunch of points, 22 of them to be exact. Here's Reber kicking it out, And a three on the way from Gorski is going to come up short off the front rim. Here is Rouse into the front court for the Falcons. He'll get it to Latour, a three on the way, and that one misses, and we get a whistle on the rebound. They're going to call some more for a foul, pushing off Gorski.
Falcon foul into 33, Kelvin Samora, first foul.
Maui Z and Shaw Anderson back in for SPU.
And also number 10, Maui C.
And the Knights get Darius Traylor back on the floor. 6 minutes to go first half. Falcons by 10. But Warner Pacific has held their own here in the first long stint of this ball game. 14 plus minutes in. We get a whistle on the rebound there on the three that came up short, and it's going on Warner Pacific. And that one is going against Colton Gorski.
13, Colton Gorski, first foul. 6th team foul. Out of bounds,
That's the 6th team foul on WPU. And so the next one will put the Falcons in a 1-and-1 situation. If it's a non-shooting foul, I should say. That one knocked out of bounds by Castillo.
Last touch by the Knights.
As they're trying to get it to Paulson in the corner. Tyree Morgan. I'm sorry, his first name is hyphenated. Caleb Tyree, and his last name is Morgan. He's back in. And Zach Paulson with it. Gets it to Anderson. Anderson drives. Anderson throws it down with two hands. Anderson had a path to the bucket, saw it, and took it. 34-22, SPU. Morgan for Reber from the left wing. He puts in the three. And the Knights cut it to 9, 34-25. Here's Z. Across midcourt. Latour. Now Anderson. They work it over to Paulson, and he is cut off and fouled, trying to go baseline. Foul called on Gorski.
Against Colton Gorski, second
That's
foul,
his second.
17th foul. It'll be 1-and-1, and at the line,
This
foul.
is a 1-and-1,
Paulson.
as it's the 7th team foul
Back into the lineup for Warner
on the Knights.
Pacific,
Isaac
number
Eder back in
Isaac Eder. And for your
for
foul
Gorski.
man, returning number 15,
And Ben Baker McCann will check in for Latour.
Jonas Latour.
Paulson at the free throw line with a 1-and-1. He's 77% coming into the ball game from the stripe. Gets the first one to go. Paulson averaging just under 15 points per ball game for the Falcons. Falcons had a lot of turnover from last year's roster. Shaw Anderson and Zach Paulson, the two returning members of the starting lineup. Of course, Kelton Samora actually got several starts last year, and Sion Blackman was not a typical part of the starting lineup, but played some significant minutes for the Falcons last year. One of the graduated players for the Falcons, Sharif Khan, sitting in the stands.
Falcon foul number 2, Sion Blackman, first foul. And the team foul number
Sion
4.
Blackman commits the foul.
Warner Pacific, front court.
And Knights will have it. Traylor gets it into Morgan and back to Traylor. 4:30 to go first half. Falcons by 11. And here's Reber backing down Paulson. Puts it up and off the rim. No good. Reber gets his own rebound, though. And gets it out to Morgan. Here's Castillo. And he fades to his left. Couldn't get the shot to go. Z with the rebound. Ahead for Paulson. Paulson lays it up and in, and actually does not get it in, but draws the foul.
This time the foul's against Warner Pacific's number 15, Caleb Tyree Morgan.
Morgan commits the foul.
18th foul, going to the foul line with 2 shots. Zach Paulson.
And Zach Paulson back to the free throw line. Paulson's first free throw is good. And that'll make it a 12-point ball game as Paulson now 3 for his first 3 from the line. And that one crawls over the front rim as well. Sasha Lute back in. Sasha Lute from Kiev, Ukraine. And he is a junior. Falcons by 13, 38-25, opening up a little bit of a lead here. Here's Isaac Etter with a 3, and that one's off the mark, no good. Rebound to Z. Throws it ahead for Blackman. Here's Baker McCann trying to get in between a couple of defenders, and they're going to call a jump ball. And the possession going to Warner Pacific on the alternating possession. We will get a media timeout here at the 3:43 mark of the first half. 38-25, Falcons lead by 13. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast. .343 to go here in the first half, and the Falcons with a 38-25 lead over the Warner Pacific Knights, making the trip up from Portland. And Falcons back onto the floor with the original starting 5, except Baker McCann is out there instead of some more. Etter on the floor with the ball being guarded by McCann, and Castillo, Lute, Trailer, and Reber on the floor for the Knights. Here's Etter. Etter drives, kicks to Castillo from the left wing, no good, and the rebound to Baker McCann. And Baker McCann a little too greedy there, but the ball comes right to Sion Blackman. He misses on a couple of shots. Baker McCann pulls it away, puts it up, couldn't get it to go. Blackman puts it in, but I think they're going to call a foul before the shot.
Foul number 21, Sasha Lute.
That's going to go on Sasha Lute, and it'll send Baker McCann to the free throw line.
Shots coming up for Ben Baker McCann.
3:05 to go in the first half, and the Falcons again with some offensive rebounds there. And Baker McCann was fouled and puts in the first free throw. He's got 5 now for the ball game. Mark Wisham into the game for the Knights out of Santa Clara, California. Baker McCann's second free throw rims out. He came into the ball game just 47% from the free throw line in a small sample size. Here's Etter getting to the bucket, lays it up and in with the left hand. And he's got 12 for the ball game. Mentioned Thomas Miles, their leading scorer. He is here, but he is inactive. And so they're missing some scoring punch from him. Anderson, an offensive rebound, and he puts it back up and in. That'll make it 41-27. Anderson now with 10 points in the ball game for the Falcons. This is Reber being guarded by Paulson. Reber walked with the basketball. 2:08 to go first half. Hassan Rouse checks back in for Sion Blackman. And Julian Mora gets up off the bench as well. He's going to check in at the next dead ball. Maui Z over midcourt. Hands to Rouse. Paulson for Anderson. And Paulson dishes to Baker McCann, cutting to the bucket. And a good assist there from Paulson. Baker McCann aggressive to the bucket. He's got 7. 16-point lead now for the Falcons. Here's Lute. Drives, lays it up short. Baker McCann with the rebound. And Baker McCann taking it coast to coast, lays it up and in. 18-point lead for the Falcons. Baker McCann with 9. And pokes that one away from Eder. Eder wanted a foul, didn't get it. And here come the Falcons the other way again. Paulson a 3 over Eder. Bang! Knocks it down from the corner, and the Falcons on a run here go up by 21. 48-27 as we get inside the 1-minute mark of the first half. And the Falcons opening things up a bit. Here is Reber off the back iron, no good. Baker McCann the rebound. Baker McCann filling up the stat sheet. We'll get to his stats here in a little bit. Here's Anderson, and that one is blocked by Traylor. They're going to give him a clean block on that one, but give the Falcons the ball as it ends up out of bounds. Julian Mora checking in for Maui Z. 38.4 left on the clock here in the first half. And the Falcons a 21-point lead, and we get another whistle before the inbounds pass, and we get a foul.
Foul goes against number 12 of Warner Pacific.
That is going on Dakota Reber.
10 team fouls.
And that is the 10th foul on the Knights in the first half. And it'll send Zach Paulson to the free throw line for 2 shots. Knocks in the first. Zach Paulson's got 13 points in the ballgame. And so far has yet to miss from the free throw line. And that still holds true. 50-27. Falcons by 23. Isaac Eder across midcourt. And he fades away to his left and puts it up and in. Eder with 14 for the Knights to pace them here in the first half. Falcons will dribble out the rest of the first half here. Well, they're actually going to call a timeout with 15 seconds left on the clock, and they'll try to draw up a play here. Falcons by 21, 50-29. We'll keep it here. This will be a 30-second timeout. And let's take a look at some. We're going to take a look at some stats at halftime, but like the way Ben Baker McCann has been playing, he has 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and he has 9 points. So 9 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists for Baker McCann, and a steal. And the Falcons led by Zach Paulson with 14, 6 of 6 from the line, 10 from Shaw Anderson. Isaac Eder 14 for the Knights. 15.1 left. Here in the first half, Paulson will inbound to Mora. And he'll get it back to Paulson. Anderson fighting through traffic, puts it up, puts it in. And that'll make it a 23-point ball game. Eder the other way, going to get up a good look at a 3, and he puts it in. And Isaac Eder, a good first half for the Knights. 17 for Warner Pacific as the Falcons take a 20-point lead into the locker room at halftime. 52-32. Eder with more than half of his team's points and connects on a 3 there at the buzzer. Had plenty of time to dribble into it and take a look at it. 52-32, your score at the break. We will take a couple of minutes, and we'll be back with you on the SPU webcast In just a couple of minutes, we'll recap the first half for you. And then later on in the halftime break, we will take a look at what's going on around the GNAC. 52-32, Falcons at the break. Stay tuned for more on the SPU webcast at halftime. Welcome back inside Royal Browan Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. 52-32, Falcons lead at the break. And a look at some of the team stats here. The Falcons shooting 48% from the floor. Warner Pacific shooting well too, 45%. And the three-point percentages both pretty solid on both sides. Falcons 46% and the Knights 42%. Falcons are 8 of 10 at the free throw line, and the Knights just 1 of 2. The Knights committed several more fouls in that first half than the Falcons did, as 10-4 the margin in fouls. Here's where the Falcons really dominated: 25 rebounds to 11 for the Knights, and the 13 of those rebounds were offensive rebounds. Falcons had a few possessions where they got multiple chances at the bucket. The Knights actually had a 20-19 lead, and the Falcons from there going on a 33-12 run to close out the first half. As individually, mentioned Isaac Etter, 7 of 8 from the floor, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. He has a couple of rebounds, and he's got 17 points. And they also get 8 points, the Knights do, from Dakota Reber. He's got 4 rebounds. And leading the Knights in assists with 2 is Colton Gorski, rather. The Falcons in the first half get 14 points on 6 of 6 from the free throw line, 3 of 4 from the floor, 2 of 3 from beyond the arc from Zach Paulson. He had 3 assists as well. They get 12 points from Shaw Anderson to go with 3 rebounds, and he is not shooting as well from the floor as he has been. Just 31% from the floor on 5 of 16. He's taken a lot of shots. He's connected on 5 of them, including a couple of threes. And Ben Baker McCann in 13 minutes off the bench, 9 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists, and a steal. And so he's been all over the floor for the Falcons. Kelton Samore chips in 6 points with 2 rebounds and an assist as well for Samore. So Falcons with a 52-32 lead at halftime. We will step aside again here on the SPU webcast for a couple of minutes. When we come back, we are going to take a look around the GNAC and see what else is going on in the rest of the conference. Several teams in action today. We will talk about it a little bit more in a couple of minutes on the SPU webcast. Welcome back inside Royal Grove Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Falcons lead it 52-32 at halftime. And let's take a look around the GNAC, see what else is going on in the Great Northwest Athletic Conference, as Alaska Anchorage won today against Texas A&M International by a count of 65-48. They go to 4-3 overall. Falcons will see them next Saturday. A week from today, they will be in Anchorage, and that's going to be an 8:30 p.m. tip. That'll be 7:30 local time there in Anchorage. Azusa Pacific takes down Central Washington 89-79. The Falcons lost to Azusa Pacific as well a couple of weeks ago. Actually, just last weekend on Friday, November 18th, that was when they played Azusa Pacific, and the Azusa Pacific, they take down Central Washington. Central Washington now 1-5 overall. None of these teams have started their GNAC schedule yet, but they will coming up on Thursday. The Falcons will be at Fairbanks first and then at Anchorage. Westminster of Utah, they are at Alaska Fairbanks, and that one underway. Simon Fraser picked to no, not Simon Fraser. St. Martin's is picked to win the conference. Simon Fraser is in action at Colorado Mesa, and Western Washington is at Point Loma. That one down in Southern California in Irvine. I believe Point Loma is I may be wrong on that. They're in Southern California. Warner Pacific here, and then coming up later on tonight at 7:30, Midwestern State will be at Northwest Nazarene. Mentioned St. Martin's is picked to win the conference this year. They are off to a 5-1 start in non-conference play. Western Washington at 4-1, and they should be about done with their game. That was a 2 p.m. start, and so we'll see what the final result there was. But Montana State Billings got off to a 4-0 record, a 4-0 start. They're now 4-2. And, of course, SPU is 3-2 Simon Fraser also 3-2, and so is Western Oregon. So a lot of teams above the 500 mark in non-conference play. Warner Pacific is 3-2 on their schedule. They're actually already started with their conference schedule. The GNAC is basically everybody plays 18 conference games. With the Cascade Collegiate Conference, they actually play a total of 22 conference games, and Warner Pacific took down Multnomah on Tuesday in their conference opener and their home opener, and they'll be back in conference play next weekend. Falcons also will begin conference play. With the GNAC, though, they start conference play the first weekend in December, and then they take a few weeks off and resume after Christmas. So they will have some more non-conference games coming up prior to Christmas. Evergreen State will be here next, and they play in the same conference as Warner Pacific. That'll be on Thursday, December 8th. Evergreen State will be here. 52-32, Falcons over the Knights as the Knights return to the floor. And we're going to step aside again here on the SPU webcast and be back with you shortly. Falcons again by 20 at the break. Welcome back inside Royal Broham Pavilion. Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. Falcons lead it by 20 at the break as both teams getting ready to return to action here for the second half. Falcons, as we mentioned, they actually trailed 20-19 at one point and then kind of started to pull away from the Knights, and it was Isaac Etter on a three right at the end of the first half to make it a 20-point margin. The Falcons had actually ballooned the lead to 23, and they will try to keep the momentum going in the second half and not let the Knights get back within single digits. But the Knights have come out and actually played pretty well considering they are in the NAIA. But had some players looking pretty good here in this one. Falcons with 14 from Zach Paulson to lead the way for them. And Isaac Etter leading the way for the Knights with 17. We will resume here with second half action in just a bit, as the teams return to the floor. The original starting 5 for each team. And it'll be Shaw Anderson to trigger the inbounds pass to Maui Z to get things going here in the second half. 20-point lead for SPU. And Z tries to thread the needle, and that one knocked away. Knights with the steal. And here is a quick three from Traylor, and that one is over the rim. But on the floor is Gorski. Got it to Traylor, but Paulson with the steal. Paulson comes the other way, has an easy lay-in. And that'll make it a 22-point ball game. Here comes Etter. And we get a whistle and a foul. And that one's going to go on Sion Blackman. Blackman with his second foul.
That was on number 2, Sion Blackman. His second
Blackman
foul.
played at Eastside Catholic, as there's a three on the way from Morgan, Caleb Tyree Morgan. And that'll make it a 19-point ball game. Morgan, his first three of the game. Here's Anderson, Paulson, Z, and now Blackman. And he steps in between a couple of defenders, couldn't get the shot to go. Got a tap back on it, but couldn't get control of it. Paulson tripped up, and they're going to say that he did not touch it, and so the Falcons will keep it. 19-point ball game here. Blackman from Sammamish. Here's a pass to Anderson. Again, a couple of defenders there, and they knock it away. Here's Etter for a three from the left wing. That one is just a bit short. Kelton Samore had it poked away. And the Knights are playing hard here, as this one into the lane. Colton Gorski puts it up and in. Gorski, his first two of the ball game. 54-37. Samore had it knocked away by Reber. And Reber now going to save it inbounds for Gorski. He puts it up and in. And the Knights back within 15. Maui Z trying to slow things down and get the Falcons into a good possession here on the offensive end. Z kicks it to Samore in the corner. Paulson finds Shaw Anderson at the free throw line for the turnaround jumper, and he puts it in. That gives him 14 points for the ball game and gives the Falcons a 17-point lead, 56-39. Here's Etter behind the back and picked off by Z. He was trying to go around Blackman, and Z was right there to pick his pocket. Z a three on the way, and that one's well short. Rebound to Morgan. Here come the Knights. This is Gorski, and he's blocked from behind by Samore, but it goes right to Traylor, and Darius Traylor puts it in. 15-point ball game. Anderson to Paulson on the right wing. Z for Paulson. Here's Z, a good look at a three from just left of the free throw line, or from the left of the key, I should say. And Maui Z knocks in a three. He had a three early in the ball game, and he's got 6 points now. 59-41. Falcons with the lead. That one out of bounds. Last touch by Traylor.
Pacific Falcons ball. Returning to your Falcon lineup, number 14.
And the Falcons
number 15, Ben Baker McCann.
will take possession as Evans and Baker McCann check back in for the Falcons. Kind of their 6th and 7th men so far here in the early going in the season. Paulson, a 3 from the left corner is good. And Paulson's got 19. 62-41. Falcons back to a 21-point lead. Eder for Morgan. Eder over the top and gets it to Traylor, who puts it up and in. A couple of Falcons there trying to break up that pass. But Darius Traylor able to take it and turn and put it in. Here's Baker McCann, reverses it up and in. 21-point lead again for the Falcons. Baker McCann now 11 points in the ball game. Here's Traylor backing down, kicks it to Reber. He'll kick it out for a 3 from Morgan, and he puts it in. Left-handed 3 for Caleb Tyree Morgan. Out of Bremerton, Washington, just across the water. Here's Trace Evans backing down, puts it up and in with the right hand. And Evans has 5. 66-46. Eder drives, kicks it out for Morgan. Another 3 on the way, and that one misses everything.
Last touch by the Knights.
That one out of bounds to SPU.
Well, timeout on the floor, media timeout.
That will take us to our first media timeout of the second half. 14:42 remaining in the ball game, and a 20-point lead for the Falcons, 66-46. We'll be right back on the SPU webcast. Back inside Royal Brown Pavilion, Greg Sexton with you on the SPU webcast. 20-point lead for SPU. 14:42 remaining in the ball game. 66-46 as the Falcons return to the floor with Paulson, Anderson, Evans, Baker McCann, and Z taking the inbounds pass. And the Knights with Warren back on the floor, Vincent Warren. Traylor, Morgan pokes that one away. Eder and Reber as well. Ball comes into the right corner for Baker McCann. He drives and a little too strong, and the rebound comes down to Dakota Reber. Eder, and they're going to say Z fouled him. And that is going to be the second foul on Maui Z.
Team foul number 2, out of bounds, Knights.
Knights will take it out of bounds. Dakota Reber for Morgan, and now Traylor trying to back down on Maui Z. And throws it over to Warren, cutting in, and lays it up and in. Vincent Warren with his first 2 points of the ball game. Here's Evans at the bucket, couldn't get it to go, and Baker McCann tried to throw down the rebound. He missed on the dunk. Anderson takes it to the bucket and draws the foul. Falcons just all kinds of offensive rebounds in this game. Anderson will head to the free throw line. And the foul on Vincent Warren, his second. Falcons had 13 offensive rebounds in the first half. And Anderson's free throw is off the mark. Falcons now 16 offensive rebounds in the ballgame. Julian Mora checks back in for SPU. And Anderson's second free throw is good. Anderson 15 points. Here's Isaac Eder across midcourt being guarded by Mora. And a three on the way from Morgan, and that one rattles out. Rebound, though, for Traylor, and he couldn't get the put back to go. Baker McCann the rebound. Here's Paulson, a three from the left corner. That one rims out. And it's going to be out of bounds to the Knights. 13-18 to go. Traylor will get it into Morgan. And in the backcourt, Mora coming up with it. A little bit of fighting for it after the whistle. As we're going to call a foul on Isaac Eder.
His first foul. Second team foul.
And the Falcons will have possession. Each team with 2 team fouls here in the first nearly 7 minutes here in the second half. Anderson for Evans in the high post. He'll get it to Mora. Baker McCann to Paulson in the corner. Mora in the opposite corner. Baker McCann drives, kicks to Anderson, and that's a shot clock violation. The Falcons did not get up a shot. And the Knights will take over. Jonas Latour will be checking in here for Shaw Anderson. And Isaac Eder going to inbound from in front of the Falcons bench. 67-48. Knights are down by double digits, but they have looked pretty good. Darius Traylor heading to the free throw line as he draws the foul on Ben Baker McCann. Baker McCann just his first foul. And it's Darius Traylor at the free throw line. Kassan Rouse getting ready to check in for SPU.
In the game for Zach Paulson, number 3, Kassan Rouse.
Rouse coming in for Paulson. And one more shot here for Traylor. Traylor with 8 points in the ball game. And make it 9. 17-point margin. 12.5 to go. Mora for Latour, and now Rouse. Get it back out to Baker McCann. Rouse inside for Evans. Evans leaves it a little short. Baker McCann there for the rebound and had it knocked away by Traylor. Here's Darius Traylor the other way, all the way to the bucket, and couldn't get the lay-in to go. And it's going to go the other way. So the Knights fail to cash in on that opportunity. And the Falcons the other way with 12 minutes to go in the ball game, leading by 17. Rouse in the left corner. Mora back to Rouse. Rouse drives, steps back, and puts it in. Nice looking fadeaway jumper there for Kassan Rouse. And that is his first 2 points of the afternoon. 69-50. Here's Eder driving, reverses it, and couldn't get it to go. Baker McCann, another rebound. Baker McCann all the way between defenders, and he draws the foul. Ben Baker McCann looking very good for the Falcons. We'll get to another media timeout here. We'll take a look at his stats while we're away. Foul goes on Dakota Reber. 69-50 Falcons at the media timeout. 11:19 to go. Second half. We'll be right back in just a moment. (69-50) Falcons by 19 with 11:19 to go in the ball game. And Falcons return to the floor with Latour. Baker McCann is going to be at the free throw line. Evans, Rouse, and Mora. And for the Knights, it'll be Warren, Kate Baker checking back in. Morgan, Reber, and Trailer. Baker McCann at the free throw line now, 11 points and 12 rebounds. He's got 6 assists too. So double-double for McCann, Baker McCann. And he puts in the first free throw to make it a 20-point margin again. 12 points for him. Just 4 assists shy of a triple-double, as he's short on the second free throw there. And Kate Baker moving it across midcourt. 20-point ball game. Baker in the corner for Trailer, who's going to pull up with a floater, and that one is no good. Latour with the rebound for the Falcons. He'll hand off to Baker McCann. Across midcourt, here's Rouse in the post for Evans, and back out to Rouse for a three. That one's short. Rebound to Trailer. Good idea there. Get the ball into the post to Evans and have him kick it right back out. But Rouse short on the three. Here's Baker. Spinning, and he took one too many steps. Walked with the basketball. 10:28 to go. Kelton Samore back in for the Falcons. And Mark Wisham in for the Knights.
Falcons ball.
20-point margin. And the Knights have kept it around there. Haven't let the Falcons completely blow them off the floor. But the Falcons have not let the Knights really get significantly back into this one. Kept them at arm's length. Some more good-looking move there, and that one settles on the far side of the rim and rattles in. Soft touch there for Samore, 72-50. Kelton Samore with 8 points now for the Falcons. Here's Baker. Kicks it out for Morgan, a three on the way, and that one is off the mark. Had plenty of time to set his feet, but couldn't connect. Here's Baker McCann the other way. Rouse. Step back. Rouse puts it in. Nice looking move there for Kassan Rouse. 74-50. Rouse is going to be fun to watch as Warren gets to the bucket and lays it up and in. Kassan Rouse just saw his first action on Tuesday night against Douglas College, and has seen a few minutes in this one. This pass is poked away by Wisham and out of bounds. But Kassan Rouse, a sophomore out of Lacey, Washington, went to Timberline. And he is inbounding from the corner. Gets it into Ben Baker McCann. Baker McCann. And he draws the foul. Couldn't get the shot to go. Foul called on Caleb Tyree Morgan, who disagrees with the call.
Into the foul line with the 2 shots, Ben Baker McCann.
That's the 4th foul on Morgan. 9:02 to go in the ball game. And Baker McCann back to the free throw line. Puts the first one up and in. 13 points for Baker McCann. He's a junior out of Berkeley, California, in the Bay Area. And connects on both free throws here. And it's now a 24-point lead. I believe that is the largest of the game for the Falcons. Cade Baker with it. Wisham being guarded by Rouse. And here is Reber kicking in the corner for Morgan, who's still out there with 4 fouls, and he knocks down a 3 from the corner. 76-55. 8:30 to go in the ball game. Rouse for Baker McCann. He spins. Kicks it out to Latour. He's got plenty of time to set his feet for a 3 from the right wing, and he drains it. Jonas Latour, a couple of 3s in the ballgame. He's got 6 points. Here's Baker driving and puts it up over some more. Couldn't get it to go. Latour with the rebound. Here's Mora the other way. Baker McCann again, cutting to the bucket, lays it off for some more. And Samore puts in the lay-in, and it's a 26-point margin now for the Falcons. This one knocked out of bounds. And we'll get to another media timeout here. Clayton Whitman getting ready to check in for the Falcons after the timeout. 81-55, Falcons by 26 with 7:46 to go in the second half. We'll be right back in just a moment. .46 to go in the ballgame. Greg Sexton with you on the SBU webcast from inside Royal Brown Pavilion on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. Hope you're enjoying your long extended weekend as Falcons will return to the floor with Clayton Whitman coming in for the first time. Rouse, Baker McCann, Mora, and Latour out there. And for the Knights, Cade Baker will take the inbounds. Gorski is out there along with Morgan, Wisham, and Warren. And it's going to be Wisham pulling up for the jumper. Couldn't get it to go, but Warren is there for the rebound. And the Knights keep possession. Baker gets it out for Gorski, and he's got an easy path to the bucket and blows the lay-in. Baker McCann with the rebound. And here's Clayton Whitman touching the ball for the first time. Finds Latour in the corner. That one's off the mark. Wisham the other way. Sends it out to Morgan. Here's Warren on a 3 from the right wing.
Vincent Warren, 3 points.
Vincent Warren with 7 points in the ball game now. That'll make it a 23-point margin. Here comes Kobe Elsner.
Kobe Elsner
Into the ball game for the Falcons. Julian Mora across midcourt. Elsner had a 3 the other night against Douglas College. Here's Rouse kicking it to Mora. Mora for Latour in the corner for a 3, and that one's off the mark. Rebound to Gorski. Knights with it in the front court. Down by 23. 6:15 to go in the ball game. Gorski backing down on Mora, and Mora playing good defense there on Gorski and forces the missed shot. Falcons the other way. Elsner steps into the paint, kicks it out for Rouse for a 3, and that one is off the mark. And on the rebound, the Knights are going to be called for a foul. Falcons will keep possession. That one going on Mark Wisham.
First foul, team foul number 5. It's on the floor and inbounding on the Falcons.
And it'll be Mora to inbound it. Gets it out to Elsner. Latour for Whitman. Whitman thought about stepping back and taking a 3, but thought better of it. Rouse to beat the shot clock, and that one is good by Kassan Rouse.
Connecting.
That'll give him 6 for the ball game. And it's 83-58. Here's Morgan on a 3, and he puts that one in. Caleb Tyree Morgan. That left-handed 3-stroke looking good. He's got 12 in the ball game. Elsner finds Whitman driving to the bucket, couldn't get it to go. Gets his own rebound, puts it back up. That one rattles around and does not go in. And the rebound to Vincent Warren. And Morgan had that one knocked away. Gorski ends up with it. 22-point ball game with 4:45 to go. Here's Gorski driving on Whitman and no call, and missed the bucket there. Thought that there was going to be potentially an offensive foul called. Here's Elsner in the corner for a 3, and that one's off the mark. Falcons really could have a larger lead if they had been able to knock down a few of their 3s here in the last few minutes. But still a comfortable 22-point lead as Morgan launches another 3 and puts it in.
Tyree Morgan, 3 more.
83-64, Falcons by 19. And Kassan Rouse will get it to Latour. Mora. And Rouse had it poked away. They're going to say it was last touched by Kassan Rouse. It'll go the other way. We will get to another media timeout, though, with 3:42 to go in the ball game. And we will step aside on the SPU webcast. We'll be back in just a moment. 3:42 to go in the ball game. Falcons lead it by 19, 83-64. And for the Falcons, Ben Baker McCann is off the floor. May not get to check back in, but 14 points, 13 rebounds, and 8 assists for Baker McCann in 22 minutes this afternoon.
Warner Pacific will have the ball.
And if he was able to come up with a couple more assists, he would have a triple-double, but most likely not going to check back in this late in the ball game with the margin being what it is, as this one is off the mark and out of bounds. Last touch by the Knights. Falcons will get it on the change of possession. Whitman with it for Latour, and Latour knocks it in. One may have hit the glass from where I'm at. A little difficult to tell, but Latour knocks it in, and he has 3 threes in the ball game, 9 points. And here's a 3 on the way from Jack Coughlin.
Jack Coughlin, 3 the other way.
And that'll make it a 19-point ball game. Jack Coughlin into the ball game now for the Knights, a freshman out of Los Angeles. A lot of Southern California natives playing for the Knights, as their coach, Jermaine Potts, is from L.A. And their assistant coach as well. This one knocked away. As of course, the Knights from Portland, Oregon. They do have a few Oregon natives on the roster, but a lot of them from California and Southern California in particular. Here's Julian Mora taking a 3, and he puts that one in over Castillo.
Julian Mora, 3 points.
And the Falcons with a 22-point lead again. Julian Mora, his first 3 of the afternoon. This is Gorski, or that's, it is Gorski stepping back and leaving it short. Rouse the other way now. He'll kick it in the corner. Elsner, and there's Latour for another 3. Jonas Latour, 4 threes in the ball game, matching what Caleb Tyree Morgan is doing on the other end with 4 threes. And both of them have 12 points. We get a foul here.
That foul goes against number 3 of the Falcons, Kassan Rouse.
Kassan Rouse commits his first foul. And it's a 25-point margin, and a couple more subs getting ready to come in for SPU. Jacob Gray and DJ Clark. As Wisham knocks in the free throw.
DJ Clark.
Gray from Camas, Washington, and Clark from Burlington, Washington. Wisham knocks in both free throws, and that'll make it a 92-69 margin. This is a conference, or this is a not a conference game, but an official game for the Falcons. It's in the books as an exhibition, as Whitman is short on the jumper there. An exhibition game for the Knights. And again, they're at the NAIA level, as Warren tried to throw down a dunk there, and Whitman commits the foul. So Vincent Warren will head to the free throw line. He's out of Chula Vista, California, which is about as far as you can get in Southern California, right across the border from Mexico. And Warren to the free throw line. He's got 7 points in the ball game and knocks in the free throw to make it 8. Whitman able to prevent the dunk there. But Warren connecting on the first free throw, missing on the second one. Latour with a rebound. Inside a minute and a half to go here. And Latour going to take another quick 3, and he puts it in. Jonas Latour filling it up. 15 points. All threes, 5 threes. And here come the Knights. Coughlin for Warren, and again trying to throw it down, draws the foul. That time Latour commits the foul. And he'll come actually just over to talk to head coach Grant Leet, who is going to pick up his 101st career win here. As Vincent Warren back to the free throw line.
16 fouls against the Falcons.
Is the 6th team foul as Warren misses on the first free throw. 6th team foul on the Falcons. And the Knights with 5 here in the second half. Warren splits a pair again. 95-71. And here's Clayton Whitman across midcourt.
1 minute coming up in the second half. 1 minute to go.
Over in the corner, Gray, Latour, Elsner, and now Whitman with it. And did go behind the back. Has to give it up. Here's Latour finding Gray going to the bucket. Nice assist there for Latour. Jacob Gray gets on the scoreboard. His first 2 of the afternoon. 97-71. Here's Warren on a 3. And that one comes up short. Rebound to Whitman. And just about a second differential between the shot and game clock. And so the Falcons going to pretty much be able to dribble the rest of this one out. Clayton Whitman just across midcourt. And showing no intent of doing anything with it. Just killing the clock. And I think they'll have to give it back to the Knights for a second or so as the shot clock runs out with .6 left. And no, the game is not over. 0.6 seconds left on the game clock. The shot clock violation on the Falcons, and so the Knights will inbound. Warren will throw it in for Coughlin, who will get it off a shot at the buzzer, but it comes up short. 97-71, your final score here from Royal Brown Pavilion, as the Falcons pull it out. And actually, they pulled away in the kind of the last 10 minutes of the first half. Opened up a 20-point lead at halftime and cruised to a victory here. 97-71, your final. Falcons go to 4-2 in their non-conference schedule. They will have some more non-conference matchups coming up, but before the rest of their non-conference schedule plays out, they will be at Alaska Fairbanks on Thursday and then at Alaska Anchorage on Saturday next weekend. So they get that Alaska road trip out of the way quickly. And the GNAC likes to do this with their schedules. They will have a team open up their conference schedule against a couple of opponents, and then they don't play them again until the end of the season. So February 23rd and February 25th, Anchorage, and then Fairbanks will be here at Royal Brown, but a lot of basketball in between. 97-71 again, your final here. Warner Pacific drops, well, no, they don't. This was an exhibition game for them. So it counts in the standings for the Falcons, not for the Knights, as they stay at 3-2, 1-0 in the Cascade Collegiate Conference. Look at some of the final stats here, as the Falcons end up shooting 49% from the floor, pretty solid, and 48% from three-point range. 75% at the free throw line on 12 of 16, and they really controlled the boards, 46-27, including 18 offensive rebounds. Knights pretty solid on their shooting percentages, 43% overall, 46% beyond the arc, and they were 70% from the free throw line, just 7 of 10 for the ball game. And yeah, the rebounding really kind of the largest disparity here. Falcons turned it over 10 times, and the Knights just 13 times. So they didn't really give away a lot. It was really the rebounding more than anything else. Points in the paint went to the Falcons, 36-20 in that category. And individually, for Warner Pacific, Isaac Etter had a huge first half with 17 points. Didn't score in the second half. Caleb Tyree Morgan ended up with 12 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. And all of his 12 points were on three-pointers. He was 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. And the Knights getting 9 from Darius Traylor, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 3 blocks, 3 steals. Good stat line there for Traylor. He went 3 or 4 at the free throw line. And they also get 9 from Vincent Warren, who tried to throw down a couple of dunks late in the ball game, and the Falcons prevented them from happening, but sent him to the free throw line a couple of times. He splits a pair both times, so he goes 2 of 4 at the free throw line. For the SPU Falcons, they are led in points by Zach Paulson with 19. He had 4 assists, went 6 of 6 at the free throw line, and 3 of 5 from beyond the arc. Shaw Anderson had 15 and 4 rebounds. Kelton Samora also